but that's not a good sign to see those. Okay, if there's nothing further, I'll send this first reading. Michael, are you comfortable with that, or you want
Go
some
ahead.
language?
That's fine.
All right, next item is first reading of ordinance 2017-11, human trafficking. In an effort to combat the growing problem of human trafficking around the nation and in the metro Atlanta area, it is the intention of the city of Fayetteville to adopt an ordinance and regulations that coincide with the regulations recently adopted by the Fulton County Commission. Given our location adjacent to the world's busiest airport, staff believes that such a policy emphasis is appropriate. If approved, it will add language to our current city ordinance, section 26-2-19, for loitering, and create a new subsection for loitering with the intent to solicit sex for hire. The new provision will provide a $1,000 fine for the first offense of loitering with the intent of soliciting sex for hire. Staff recommends approval. So this will stand as first reading on that. Council, any comments, questions? We had a representative from Fulton County here at the last meeting to give us kind of the draft idea of what it was.
Do we ask them if they're for hire, or how do you know?
Well, actually, there would be actions that they would be committing that would lead us to believe that that's what their intent is.
Okay.
So
Not being
that would be the.
Okay. All right, this time I want to, oh, you raising your hand.
No,
Oh, you had to, here.
The RFP.
You amended the agenda to add.
That's correct.
Yep. So we there?
Yep.
All right, I just think that the attorney's fees have gotten a little out of control. And I would just request council and William to do an RFP for the city attorney.
Make that formal motion.
I make a motion that we do an RFP for a new attorney.
Okay, is there
And William is more than welcome to, or I'm sorry, Steve is more than welcome to join in the RFP.
Second?
discussion?
So necessarily a new attorney or a
No.
new rate?
No, I'm just looking for, I have no issues with Steve at all. I just think that maybe a new rate, looking for, it's just out of control.
Well, there were
I
some,
think-
there were some emails sent today that show some summaries, because people keep saying $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, but you need to look at all of that, because part of the fees had to do with the revenue enhancement that we hired Steve's firm to do, and the percentage that they take from that. So they're listed as legal fees, but they're not actually involved legal because they involve the revenue that was captured. So just study the details is all I'm saying.
Staff shows, and I'll let Steve speak to it if he will, but our figures show that we're over $500,000 ahead.
So,
On the
so,
revenue enhancement.
and I completely agree, and I think that's great. But I think that we could still hire Steve or somebody else to do the revenue enhancement, but not hire him as the city attorney where he's spending a lot of money. I think, and I think probably Steve would do that. Because it makes money to him either way. Where he would still come in and help us with revenue enhancement and not the city attorney's side. I don't know. Steve?
I'll respond to that.
Okay, excellent. I love you too.
I didn't hear him.
All right. He said he'd respond to the RFP.
What is RFP?
It's a request for proposal. So basically, it's going out to everybody saying, hey, we're looking for a city attorney. Let us know what it would cost. Let us know what it is. We don't have to act on it. I just want to make sure that we're getting the best deal that we can get. So,
Further discussion?
So who's putting this
I
together?
think, William, task William.
Yeah, I'm the guy unless you want to task somebody else.
Task William, city manager.
Right.
Do we have a timeline? Can we make a timeline?
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess,
Yeah, we already have, from a previous effort, a rough draft. So I think I could put an RFP out in the next 45 days pretty easily, given all the other things on my desk. Now, if you want to make it a higher priority, that's your that's your ability to direct. but I feel comfortable I can do it within 45 days.
I feel like 45 days is a long time. I personally do, I don't know.
So you
But I'm
stop
just one
doing other-
person.
Stop doing other things and
We
move
gotta
to
get,
the
we
top.
gotta get through the budget first.
It's up to you.
Well, it's not just up to me, it's up to
Well,
everybody.
up to the council, what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, I've got lots of things on my plate. I try to share with you actively as I can what I have. If you want to rearrange those priorities, that's up to the council.
Well, lower cost on legal will help you with that budget.
Sure will.
I've already cut the legal budget.
Well, I think if you already have a rough draft of one, you think take 45 days to make it a good draft?
Yes, ma'am, I have not reviewed the draft. I have a certain way of doing an RFP that is tried and true and will need the time to go through. But if y'all want me to make it faster, that is, and stop doing other things, that's fine.
Give him a timeline, if that's what you want. I will remind you that whatever lawyer we hire will charge you by the activity. Well, we sit here and complain about the legal fees, but when we were doing the alcohol ordinance, we had rewrite after rewrite after rewrite after rewrite. And that stuff's not free. Lawyers charge for what they do. And lawyers have this reputation of all being a bunch of greedy guys and they're just creating, people are saying that Steve creates work so he can make money. That's not, he's got plenty of work. He's got plenty of cities, so.
And I'm not saying that,
I understand.
I'm not blaming Steve at all, yeah.
I'm saying that there are people out there that are making statements that aren't grounded in fact. So,
The only approach I was thinking of on it really is how we've looked at a lot of these things that we feel like okay, who's ever doing our audit, we need to look at that and get fresh eyes on it and in some cases a better price possibly.
We reappointed in January, so. That's fine. Cool. Any other
So-
comments? I'm sorry, my plan ready.
Sure. So I think that looking at hopefully getting similar service, possibly for less per hour. Yes, I understand we generate the activity, that would be something we should look at. I think we're responsible to look at that. How soon we can change it legally and all that stuff, I don't know all that. But I like it that questions are raised and that we look at things. I think that's our responsibility.
Further discussion?
So in terms of a time, I wouldn't want it to be that long. I don't know if we have to charge someone else to do it. I don't know what's boilerplate for this kind of thing. I don't know. But I would hope it could happen quicker so that we could just either yes it or no it and move forward.
So could the new HR lady do it? Can she write it and then just show it to you?
However you want to do it, boss. I'll just let you know. But at this point, I've given you my best estimate. If you want it faster, just say faster and I'll do the best I can.
I think it'd be better faster.
Okay?
So
So give me a date.
what do you think is a fair date? And that's
What's 3 weeks? That is May 28th.
21 days.
And today is the 2nd, 4th.
so
Today's the 2nd, so 3 weeks will be the 23rd.
yeah.
See how we can put together an RFP in 3 weeks. But, I mean, it's not like you just go Google RFP and have it just drawn out. It's very specific. Because you need legal firms that specialize in municipal law. You need legal firms that have experience doing some of the deals that we've done. We've done the Solis deal is a very complicated deal that Steve has the expertise on.
We're not the first municipality that needs
I
that.
understand that.
But I
I'm
think
simply saying that
Krista was
it's not just to snap your finger and create an RFP, in my opinion.
But I think Krista would be a good person to tap. I think she has all the letters behind HR, but
The city manager works for you.
That's correct. Whatever,
Okay? You cannot go tapping other staff. I mean, you can
the city manager.
ask me to
should
do
coordinate.
something, but that's my request.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
30 days.
All right, but,
Yeah, we got
yeah, we have a motion on the floor, please let us have our discussion. So we have 3 weeks is too fast. We got 3 weeks.
a month.
I don't think 3 weeks is enough.
30 days at least to get back with us, and if there's a problem, let's have a target.
So how about by the June meeting?
June 6th,
Yes.
I can do that.
D-Day, yeah.
Got it.
All right, June 6th.
Okay. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, this time I'll entertain public comments, and I'll start on my left-hand side of the room. Mr. Rogan?
This is on, right?
Yes.
I'm saying this because I want to see it happen again. But tonight, for the very first time in my memory, you guys actually sat up there, had discussion among the legislative part, being Mr. Rammon, Mr. Powell, and Mr. Stimmich, and the mayor basically stayed out of the light. That's the way it's supposed to be. I want to see it happen again. That's why I'm saying this. Because for the very first time, you go into executive session, you actually talked about things in front of us, and there was even disagreements. Thank you. But I do want to say something about the city attorney. From January 1st of 2016 to December 31st of 2016, I counted $375,000 on his invoice sheets. Certainly, we can get a city attorney for less than that. And the other thing, I do not think, and I can say this publicly, that he has always been accurate with us. He gave us bad advice for the hat complaints. No matter what you want to say about it, it was bad advice. In the bond hearing, he and Mr. Denmark made fools of themselves. I mean, they really embarrassed the city when they tried to impugn Mickey Williams as part of the bond, our intervention. And the judge took his hand and waved it like this, as if what Mr. Denmark and Mr. Fincher did was a piece of gum. We really need to change the city attorney. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comment?
Can I make a comment sitting down? If you don't mind?
Sure, when Laura's finished, she can read the mic.
Laura Murphy, 201 Colorado Avenue. Comments on the murals. The mural fee, I guess I would like to know, when does a mural or a painting of a building become a sign? Because from what I understand, that we're allowed to paint polka dots or stripes or any color that we
It's in the
choose.
sign ordinance, I don't have it right in front of me.
Okay, because I think once a word hits it, it becomes a sign. $400 for a mural fee I found rather
It's
interesting.
all just first blush.
I understand, I'm just making a comment. So, what exactly does our general fund cover if we had to have a fee for every service? Means they're saying, gotta add a fee for this, gotta add a fee for that, gotta add a fee for a mural, gotta add a fee for a fence. Are we gonna charge when a citizen needs help and all the hours that they spent to help? You know, what does our general fund really cover if we're adding all these other fees?
We're not adding other fees, we're simply,
Or increasing fees?
we're reviewing the fees that we currently have in place.
Right.
to be competitive.
So we collect almost $10 million. That covers what? The question.
Operation of the system.
Okay, operation of the city. These people are employed to do the dealings of people that come to the city. So we're adding fees on top of that. So we're supplementing is what I'm getting. And have any of the retreat goals been met when we had the retreat back last March? Does anybody
Those recently.
know any of that? I think that would be a good idea. And I believe when you change city attorneys, you never put out an RFP, which I think you were supposed to or wanted to. And Mr. Fincher just filled that void. So it's not like, I think you're just catching up, basically. I think it's time to look at that. And I know, Alan, years ago when I served with you for the 8 years, we decided to have an in-house attorney because of this very same thing. so that the best interest of Hapeville was looked at.
That didn't work very well.
I thought it worked quite well, but that's your opinion. I do believe that the security for the employees is a great opportunity, and that to catch up, I think that's fine. I think a resolution for a special election might be in order, that if you passed a resolution, and if you...
State law.
Okay, and if you would change your microphone for that microphone, what you're getting with that is a rasp through that back speaker back there with your microphone, but no other ones do it. Okay, thank you.
Any other comment? Lucy?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank the Exchange Club, John Christian,
Address, please.
3280 7th Street. The Exchange Club did a Taste of Hateful this week, and it went really, really well. And Mr. Whitson was the one kind of spearheaded that, along with Mike Simpson and the Simpson clan. But I thought any of you guys that went to it, it was a really great event. I thought it was really good. But as far as the mural situation, most cities you have a sign permit. Sign permit based most cities. It doesn't exceed the 250 square feet, depending on what sign, which is considered a billboard. No cities really have a mural fee, because most of the time the city is the client to want to have a mural. So unless it's a business that want to potentially do like a billboard. Let's say someone wants to paint flowers on their building because they have a flower shop. Well, that's still okay, provided it's going under the design that you guys particularly want. But there's really never a mural fee. I've never encountered one ever. I just thought I'd run that by you.
All right, London.
Linda Murray, 3330 North Whitney Avenue. I just wanted to paint the town project event. Will be May the 20th, Saturday, and everybody come out. I'm trying to talk about all y'all, but anyway, it starts May the 20th, Saturday, and then we're going to be doing about 6 houses. It will run through May the 25th, Thursday. We're hoping we'll be finished by May 24th, which will be on a Thursday. Wednesday. So we're hoping for that. So if anybody's interested, other than the people that have already contacted me, just my number's on the newsletter. Just give me a call so we can, assign you to a house. So we'd love to have you.
Thank you. Any other comments on Rob?
Marsha Lamb, 3343 Northside Drive. Repeat that right. Okay, I just want to say on May 6th, the Service League is having, I forgot this. The Service League is having their luncheon. Is this one?
It's on the agenda.
And it's at 11 to 2. I will not be there because I will be in Florida. But I just want to let you know to come over. It's going to be at the rec hall, and it's going to be delicious. And this money will go to our education fund. So we'd like to have all y'all's participation. I want to thank those who participated in when we had the spring festival opener of the baseball. We had the 5K walk, and it has always helped us. The Exchange Club, the Service League, all of our services we have here, our clubs. We're all one. How do you think? We're all one. We're all here for the betterment of Hateville. I love John Christian's, the big mural he painted. I love it. Just don't argue. Just don't get petty. I love y'all. Let's all do it together for a better city.
Any further comments on Laura? All right, council comments?
Yes, forgot to announce something.
I didn't see your hand up, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my body up. Stiff from moving everywhere. Heather Glant, 720 North Avenue. I love everybody too, I just have some questions. I noticed tonight it seemed like you were scanning the computer and paperwork like you hadn't seen some things for the first time. And that's just my opinion, but I just really feel like we should have the questions ready to go when some of the staff and others come up here, and the 6 o'clock hour should have gone a lot quicker, just my opinion. Also regarding the city hall and the cube you're talking about for our new layout, it's going to be gorgeous. I would think that you would have been observed it before tonight, and I think that was a bit of a waste of time, but again, that's my opinion as well. I just wanted to tell you that, and I also wanted to ask, why are we holding the minutes tonight?
We just got them. They
Yeah,
didn't
we
get
just got
distributed.
them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not, okay. And I wanted to also reiterate about the spaghetti luncheon this Saturday, but Marcia got to it. But it's very important that we do it. I know it's Delta Day, but we're not having our fashion show this year, so we're really trying to do this year, making that money for the kids. Thank y'all.
All right, we have no further comments. Council comments, Dan?
I'll go. All right, I'm going to take a few minutes here because it's my desire to address my recent experience with the city's ethics board. I beg your pardon?
No, I'm sorry, I hate that. I didn't mean it for you. No, I'm sorry.
On February 6th, Scott Whitaker filed a complaint against me. He also filed a separate one against Lucille Dolan. On February 9th, the ethics board held a meeting. The board determined on advice of special counsel to the board at a cost of up to $3,500 that the two complaints were not in proper form because they did not have specified dates in the alleged wrongdoings. On February 23rd, Whitaker filed amended complaints. On March 14th, the ethics board met and determined with advice of special counsel at a cost of up to $3,500 that the amended complaints were in proper form and that they would set a date for the hearing. On March 27, Mr. Whitaker sent the board a letter further elaborating his indictment of myself and Ms. Dolan, and also withdrew his complaints. On April 14th, the board met to consider the withdrawal, again with special counsel present at a cost of up to $3,500. They voted to accept the withdrawal and to not conduct the hearing they had voted to hold at the March 14th meeting. At the end of this meeting, there was no time set aside for public comments, nor did the board ask for any statements from me or Ms. Dolan. So for 2 months, Mr. Whitaker took every advantage of social media to slander me and Ms. Dolan with his accusations that he nor the board saw fit to allow us to defend ourselves against and to prove them wrong. It is my opinion, having had this personal experience, that the city's ethics board should be dissolved until such time as the code can be updated to allow the fair and just to file complaints and hold hearings to receive evidence. Currently, there are no forms to fill out, and a meeting must be held to determine if a complaint is in proper form instead of using a form with a checklist. I believe that an ethics board is a valuable and necessary part of every governmental entity, but each member should be required to have the appropriate training, which is in our code, and in the proper form should be a part of the code, which it is not now. So I was very disappointed in the conduct of our ethics board, and that's all. I appreciate you coming out. I'm sorry I was absent the 2 meetings in April. I've had a bit of physical impairment. However, I hope my orthopedic surgeon corrects that on Thursday. So thank you all for coming out.
Taste of Hateville last weekend was awesome. That was a great event, and I really appreciate this Exchange Club, William, everybody involved in making that happen. It was a great event, and it looked like you guys sold a lot of tickets and made a lot of money for those kids. It was very exciting. You know, I think there was like 12 vendors or something like that. I think I got through 6 before I couldn't eat anymore. You know,
I didn't make it that far.
I think it was a feast of Hateville instead of the taste. It was a great event, and I really appreciate you guys putting it on. And I hope to see the 2nd annual Taste of Hateville. So it was great.
Post-mortem meeting coming soon.
Yes.
It was great. It was a great event. Lots of people, lots of good food, good weather, good beer, good everything.
Well, that was
So
good. That's
It
a
was-
trifecta.
it was great.
Good food, good weather, good beer.
Amen. And good people. All right, Mike.
All right, I was gonna compliment everyone on the Taste of Maple too. It was the brainchild of William Whitson, so I'll give him credit for that. And thank him very much for his hard work. Also, Mike Simpson, Ellen Simpson, and Pat Simpson worked their rear ends off on every little detailed logistic of that event, including quite a few in-kind contributions of Mr. Simpson and Ellen's firm. And we really appreciate that because it was a 100% profit event for the city. And we do, I think, for the, I meant the exchange club, excuse me. And Mike, as we're heading out tonight, Mike will pop on a little slideshow, I think, that he's got. We'll check that out on the way out here. So with that being said, we'll watch the slideshow, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Executive session.
We have executive.
All in favor, say aye. We're gonna watch the show.
They'll have you.
Thank you.